you're a sales leader dealing with low pipeline, this video is for you. In 2024, it takes 1,400 touch points in order to generate one opportunity for your pipeline. That's 500% more than it took 5 years ago. Let's figure out how to build a sustainable pipeline using warm intros. A warm intro is when a mutual third party introduces you directly to the buyer. The reason they work is you get to leverage the trust that already exists between the referrer and your potential buyer. And the best thing about warm intros, they work at any stage of your pipeline. But let's start by keeping everything the way it currently is in your pipeline. Prior to even having a target list of accounts, you can ask colleagues, customers, and even other prospects for an open intro. Something simple like, hey, based on what you know about us, is there someone else you think that this would be relevant for? And once you have a lead that you're targeting, before you pick up the phone or start firing off cold emails, check your network for a warm intro. It only takes 60 seconds to see whether you've got a warm intro path to that potential customer, yet it could save you 1,399 touch points. But what about if you're in the middle of a deal and it's starting to slow down, or you want to find a way to give it that little bit more oomph? Use your network to see if there's other people that you should know in the account that you can get a warm intro to. This is called multi-threading, and it increases the likelihood of a deal closing by 10x. Maybe someone in your network can even help unstick stuck deals. All they have to do is send that back channel message that says, hey, I heard you're speaking to Christian and the Commsor team. They're great. Let me know how it goes. Just double check your network. It'll take you 60 seconds and you can find out if there's a warm path to that person you're trying to reach. You can do this in a couple of different ways. Way number one, check LinkedIn. See if you've got any mutual connections that potentially know them well enough to give you that intro. Perhaps you can see they worked with them in the past, or it's an old colleague that's now joined their current company. The second option, and this is how I do it, because it's a much more reliable way, use Commsor. Commsor Intelligence allows your company to sync its entire network, so you can see whether there's a warm intro path via your investors, your advisors, your colleagues, your consultants, maybe even your happy customers. We're not just looking at LinkedIn data, we're also understanding the strength of the relationship, because there's nothing more annoying than asking for an intro and getting that message back on LinkedIn that says,
hey, sorry, don't know the person, don't know how we ever connected.
Let's walk through together how asking for a warm introduction in Commsor looks like for me. Let's say I'm trying to reach marketing leaders. First thing I do, I go create a persona. It's kind of like a fuzzy search. It allows me to say, I don't just want CMOs, but senior marketing leaders and at these type of companies, or companies with this many employees. Saves me from doing the same search 15 times with slightly different titles. Then, once I've created my persona, I go back to the team network, which here you can see, I've got paths to 151,000 people, and I filter that down just to people that match that persona. That 151,000 is now down to just 5,000. But I want to know, who do I have a warm intro path to, not just an intro to. So let's add a second layer to that filter. Now I'm looking at relationship strength is full. How do we know that? Well, based on LinkedIn and G Suite data, we can understand, have they worked together? Do they speak regularly? Are there calendar events together? And now we've gone from 151,000 people that I could get introduced to, down to 173 that have the title I'm looking for, and we know we've got a warm intro path to. Now, at the top here, I can see MK. With MK, we can see they're a CMO, and we've got 5 different people that could potentially introduce us. I click on MK and can see there's 5 people that could introduce, but because we understand that strength of relationship, I know I should go via Megan or Mark. So let's pick Megan for now. I click request intro. I write a message that's just for Megan, so she understands the context, and then a message for MK that Megan could forward on. With Commsor, they click on one button and then they've got the option to forward on, add a note themselves, or send me back a message to tell me what else I should potentially add. If you can't find any warm introductions immediately, that's fine. It's not a requirement. It's just an easier way to build a more sustainable pipeline. One of the big benefits of warm intros is that those deals are more likely to close, they close faster, with a higher average contract value, and what's super interesting is both the person that got referred in and the person that referred are more likely to stay longer than your average customer. How crazy is that? If you want to learn more about how to build your own network, you can check out more of our content here on YouTube, find us on LinkedIn, or go to our website. So the next time you're about to pick up the phone or send that cold email, check for a warm intro and increase your revenue by 18%.